welcome back to my channel. This is your Hope Coach, Destiny Sprague with SacredCareService.com. I have a little bit of a cold, so you'll have to excuse me. But I wanted to get on and share a abundant tidbit with you about something God was really showing me. Just a reminder of what He was showing me I wanted to share with you today. And so I felt myself complaining this morning. There's a lot of sickness going on and different things going on, and I was just complaining. And so what God was showing me is that there's a spirit behind complaint. There is a spirit behind it, and it's not a good one. And so I got a vision of the people, the Israelites, in the wilderness, right? And so what a journey that was supposed to last, I believe, like 11 days or something like that, ended up lasting 40 years. And so what they did all that time is they complained, and the reason why the journey lasted as long as it did is because they complained about what they were going through, which they weren't going to be going through it for very long, but because they complained and they were ungrateful for what God had given them. You know, if God gave them water, they wanted wine, and if He gave them chicken, they wanted steak. And I feel like as believers, we can all recall a time that we have complained, just like I did this morning. And so I corrected myself. Actually, I let God correct me, something I've been praying about lately, and I want to encourage all of you guys to pray about it as well. Ask God to correct you. Some of us are afraid of correction, but correction is good. It keeps you humble, and it keeps you on the narrow way, right? The narrow path, which is in God's direction, is directed towards Him. So we cannot be afraid to be corrected for the things that we do wrong. So the moral of the story is stop complaining and just do what God's called you to do. If you don't like what you're going through, make some changes. Like, if, for example, if I'm not feeling very good, instead of laying in bed, I got out and got some sun, and it really did actually help me. Taking vitamins, doing things to help what you're going through, right? Instead of complaining, and just using the resources that you have to get what you need. God supplies everything that we need, so He will give you what you need. Regardless of what your situation looks like, He supplies what we need, and we just need to use what we have in the season that we have it. So instead of complaining about your life or complaining about what you're going through, rejoice in God. Rejoice in God, because we see the example of the Israelites who, again, complained, and what happened? They did not receive the promise of God. They did not get to see the promise of God. Not those people who were there in the beginning. It says in the Word that God waited for the last person of that generation to die so that the new generation could have the promise. And so we want to have that promise, right? We want our kids to have that promise. We want generation and generation and generation. And the thing about it is, although their children received the promise, it doesn't mean that they did not have to carry the spirit of complaining. Didn't pass generationally to their children, because we know generational curses are real. So I can imagine what those children that inherit the promise, what they had to battle, because generational curses are real. So I'm in a season of, regardless of what I'm going through, to not complain. And I mean, it was really I feel like God gave me a spanking on that one. He's like, you've got to suck it up. As my mom would say, she would say, suck it up, buttercup. And that's what I had to do today. And some of you may need to do it as well. So rejoice with me. Get out of that funky mood with me. And let's not complain about what we're going through today. Let's just rejoice in what we're going through, because God is good. He is faithful. And we're going to walk in that. that is the tool that we need today. If you're struggling with this, or you know, if you find yourself wrestling with this and you come across this video, or you go back to this video, wrestle with knowing that the outcome is better than what you're going through. The outcome is better than the circumstances that you're in right now. And so the enemy wants us to focus on our circumstances and not the outcome. God can make anything fruitful when it's connected to Him, and complaining is not connected to Him. And that is why those people did not receive the promise, because of what they did. So my prayer for you today is that if you've had a complaining spirit like me, that it would be casted out and rebuked, and that we would just fully be able to embrace the life that we're living right now, and not focusing on whatever it is, whatever circumstance we're going through that makes us uncomfortable. So if you enjoyed this video, share with someone you love that may be wrestling with complaining and not fully embracing today, because of what they're going through. If you like this video, please subscribe to the channel so that you can get more abundant life tidbits, motivational videos, devotions, and so forth, to help you live a more abundant life, to inspire hope in you, and to keep you walking in the direction that includes God's plan, which is to give you hope and a future. So until next time, guys, remain putting your hope in God, and have a blessed day.